And we are back. Oh, my name is Tiffany Roman. I am your host, and this is Small Biz Highlight. Hello and welcome to another episode of Small Biz Highlight. My name is Tiffany Roman. Like I said, I am your host this evening. So excited. Last episode, the previous one at 6 o'clock. What am I talking about? 7. I'm losing it, people. Mac Griffin, let me tell you, if you are looking for voiceover actors, you need to check out the previous episode. Beautiful work, my friend. Beautiful work, my friend. And plus, you get a little bit, of his quirkiness and whatnot, which makes him that just much more epic. Let me tell you. But we're not here to talk about him anymore. He's passed already. Boom. All right. We're moving on to my next guest tonight, which is, let me tell you, even more epic, if not like 3 times more. Let me tell you, she's genius. She's a genius. And every woman that's out in the world that gets to hear about what this woman has been able to do is going to think everything I thought, I promise you. Why hasn't it happened before? And where can I get in on it? If that doesn't entice you enough, then I don't know what will. But let me tell you. All right. As always, we start off with simple reminder. This is 2021 WON. This is your year to win. No matter what your dreams are, your aspirations are, your goals are, no matter what you have planned, this is the year that it is going to happen for you, my friends. And I am putting that out to the universe for every single person to grab onto, hold onto, and share. Don't leave it for yourself. Share it to everyone and anyone who needs it. The digital TV show is so close, guys. So close. So close. I got my official intro for the show. And now it's just doing the last minute edits, working out a few other episodes to pre-record so we can get those ready to air. And I'm telling you, soon I will be going live to explain how you can catch the episodes, where you can catch them, and then hopefully you guys will turn out to support me on the TV show. I'm so excited. Just so excited. All right, so tonight, like I said, this woman is epic. Her name is Jabett Glenn, all right? And she's a vet, because of course I've got to bring you vets. I've got to bring you the vets. But it's not my fault. It's not my fault the vets are doing amazing things. I know there's other people that are doing amazing things, but I have a soft spot for the vets. So she has this amazing business. Rock Your Month is what it's called. And I'm going to bring her on because it's better for you to hear it from her than me, because let's face it, you don't want to hear me anymore.
Hey, Tiffany.
They don't want to hear me anymore. I'm just, they want to hear you. They're done with me already. They're done with me. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here, first of all. I know your schedule is crazy busy, but I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. And as always, I just love your really cool introduction. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I brought you here tonight because I really cannot wait to share what it is you do, how it came about, what have you. But before we talk about your business, can you start out by just answering, who are you? Explain who you are as a person before we get into all the business stuff.
Yeah, so my name is Jabett, and I am a 15-year service member, and I'm also a mom of 4. I have 3 girls and 1 boy, so they keep me pretty busy, right along with the military and my brand. So I'm definitely moving all the time.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't even imagine that. Good. I have 2 and I barely can handle my day-to-day routine with 2 of them. So more power to you with 4, my friend. More power to you.
Thank you.
But your brand is just so genius. I don't know how else to explain it, but like the moment I was introduced to it by our mutual friend, I was just like,
yeah,
wait, this doesn't exist yet? And honestly, it just told me that nobody's thought of this before.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody what Rock Your Month is all about?
Okay, yes. So The excitement about it is because Rock Your Month is an online source. We ship your period care products straight to your door. That way you don't have to do the store runs. You don't have to worry about forgetting. You don't have to worry about the hassle. So we felt it was time to finally make period care easy. And that's really what it's all about.
Guys, are you not listening? How many men out there still feel awkward making that run for your wife, your girlfriend, your daughter, even because they forgot? And let me tell you, it's common, it's frequent. We forget. Not so much that we don't know it's coming. We just forget we ran out with what we needed.
Yes, it happens all the time.
I can't even imagine, like in your house, there's 4 females, and then the one man, your one son, and then your
he gets it. He definitely gets it. But yeah, there's tons of us, and so anytime you have a household like that, every little bit that can help matters. And so when you have something as simple as this box shipping automatically to your door, is really one less thing for you to have to worry about.
But you are not just providing this service that obviously was completely necessary, but you're taking it one step further because it's benefiting women who may not be able to afford these products at all in local inner city communities. Am I right?
Right. So we're really big on community service. And I know a lot of that ties into the military history that goes behind the brand, but we make sure that proceeds from every purchase goes directly to support women and young girls in need. We do a lot of campaign and product drives to support women. And then we also use the proceeds to be able to, purchase those items and donate boxes and kits to women and to shelters. That way we can make sure they get everything they need too.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I'm just so blown away by it because, like you said, it's about helping, the females out there. We forget. Let me face it.
Yeah.
I do it all the time, and it drives my boyfriend crazy when I'm like, honey, can you go to the store? But I've broken him down, I think, over the years, where it used to weird him out. It used to make him really uncomfortable, and now it's just like, ugh, let me just get it over with. What do you need? Just send me a picture.
So now he won't have to do that, right?
No, because it's going to come to me regularly. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I just think this is so genius. And even for females who, don't have their periods on a regular basis, this is something that can still benefit them because they can pause their subscription for a time or whatever. Is that right?
That's right. That's just what I was going to say. So you can modify it anytime. You can make adjustments. You can add to the box. You can customize it. And then you also have the option to, skip a month if you need to. If you're that lucky girl, that's great. Skip a month, skip 2 months. And then you can also update at any time and have it shipped wherever you are. And of course, with me being in the military, that part was extremely important to me because I'm on the go quite a bit. So it can definitely ship to wherever you are so you can have what you need when you need it.
I'm telling you that I'm so in love with your company. I love the fact that, you didn't stop at just how can I help women as a whole. You took it to, helping people who may not be able to afford even the basic of items that we daily, but then you're also making it your platform to educate everyone, not just females, because let's face it, we know all about it. And some of us don't still either. Like we're not getting the proper education on what is going on with our bodies, what's happening. I told you before, I was one of the fortunate ones. My dad and my mom had to sit down and have the talk with me about what was going on, but they were both medical professionals, so they knew
it was natural for them. They
knew how to break it down for me that I could understand it, but also hitting the important points, the medical important points of it, and the hygiene of it, and making sure I would understand what it means that's going on with my body. But not everyone has that opportunity,
right? That's so awesome that you did, because a lot of times we have households where you may hit a small point, but not the additional points that really matter. And so even when we talk about young girls understanding the process of like proper hygienic care, it's not always there, unfortunately. So we definitely aim to have school level educational programs that help young girls understand not only what's happening to their bodies, but how to take care of them through the process, because that's just as important. And then just like you were saying, we also make sure that we want to include everybody in the conversation. So this is our young guys too, because that's a part of being able to remove that stigma. We have to have everybody included in the conversation about our periods.
I think it's so important. I remember in middle school, I told you this story that in middle school, they broke us apart.
Yeah.
Put us in 2 separate classrooms, told the females what to expect and gave us a paper bag of goodies and sent us on our way. And then the boys did their spiel and they went on their way. But then none of us could really explain to each other what was going on in the room.
Right.
Or did we feel comfortable with it because the teachers even made it seem like that wasn't something we should be doing?
Yeah.
So, I really feel like that's such a missed opportunity to really educate kids on what's going on with our bodies and what it means and what kind of responsibility it means.
Yes. And it's just, we don't expect the guys to know every detail because it's not necessary. You don't have to know every single point. But even if you just know the basics, it really helps to normalize the conversation and normalize the process that we go through, because then it's not a taboo topic and it's not something that we're ashamed to speak on because we're all aware of it. And that's the part that's really helpful in us moving forward to where we're supposed to be when it comes to our period conversations.
No, I absolutely agree. Like even being in the military for so long, there's been females in the military for how long now?
Yeah.
But there's still that stigma, or it's so easy to jump that if we're having an off day or if we're in a bad mood, then it's got to be because we're PMS.
Right. Yeah. Me too.
Come on. Guys can have an off day and whatnot, but nobody has anything to blame anything on. I say guys are PMSing too. I honestly believe that guys have their monthly schedule where they PMS too. It's just a different aspect. But it's not always something you can blame. We're allowed to be. We're very emotional beings. Absolutely. Yes. And our monthly period does not help in that aspect. There's some women that get really, really messed up by it. There's some women who are in a ton of pain by it. There are some people that you just don't want to be around because she will bite your head off. But it does not mean that every single one of us is the same.
That's right.
It doesn't affect us all the same. So to put us all in a bubble like that, to assume that because we're in a bad mood or something, that's not fair to any in your life, especially the ones you work with that you have to deal up with.
It feeds the stigma. It just continuously feeds the stigma around periods. Yeah. But it's funny that you mentioned, so let's go back to the guy part that you said about PMS for men.
It's real. I'm putting it out there.
Pins and needles, right? So we also, every month we do a monthly newsletter. And in that newsletter, we break down just different aspects of our periods, how to cope with them, period-friendly recipes. But we also have a dad's corner. And in that dad's corner, we really talk about the basics of periods. We talk about how to have the conversation. But last month's article, we actually had a topic about men and their version of PMS that they do experience. And it's because when you look at it, it's really overall a hormonal process that automatically occurs a certain time every month. And ours just happens to be predicated on our menstrual cycle. But for men, they go through a hormonal cycle as well every month. So we did touch on that in the last newsletter.
I told you it was real for all you doubters. I'm telling you it's real. It has to be. Because, just like you can tell when someone's on when they're feeling 100% okay, and then they start to degrade, like for me, example, I just get really tired, or I start to seem like I'm getting a cold, but it's not. It's just that my body is preparing itself for it.
Right.
Or I'll start craving chocolate, or I'll really need something salty. And it's not because I don't have a great diet. It's because that's just what my body wants. Okay.
Exactly.
Don't judge me. But, it affects women in so many different ways that, you know, it's just not fair to put it in one stigma, in one bubble of, okay, this is what's happening to her. But I really don't blame the men either for that. Because, you know, it's not so much their fault per se, because if they're not educated on it, then they don't know any better. So, you know, sometimes moms like me, I'm a boy mom through and through. I have no girls to worry about. So, you know, if it wasn't because I completely understand how important it is for them to know both sides of the spectrum, you know, I bet there's tons of boy moms that are like, I don't have to worry about explaining emails to them. Why? That they're men. What do they need to know? You know? Meanwhile, how many moms can't go to the bathroom without their kids following them? Come on now. I mean, no privacy. So, they're going to catch you one way or another. So, you know, then it just sparks this conversation and you're just like, all right, got to figure out how to explain this without creeping them out. But, you know, I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be done more often, despite having daughters or not. If you're just a boy mom, what have you, I feel it's just as important for all the men in the world to understand what it does to our bodies, what it means for our bodies, and what their part in it is. You know what I mean? It's not just us, it's that they have a part in the whole process. We just incubate it. Okay, come on now. We're the incubators.
I love the way you put that. That is very true.
We're only 50% of the process. So for the men to understand what their 50% brings to it, they absolutely need to understand our 50%.
Yeah.
I feel.
I agree. And it's a very big process. Yeah.
You don't understand all the looks I get when I have this conversation, but I feel like it's not because they don't necessarily disagree. Or I mean, it's not that they don't agree with what I'm saying. They just might be uncomfortable with the fact that I'm just so
communicating
to put it out there, you know?
And that's what we want to get away from. We should be able to communicate about it. And it's really like even with my son, for example, me having that conversation with him is not just so he can be aware, but so he can know his environment, because he's surrounded by 4 women. And, you know, eventually, even when he gets into the workplace or when he has friends or, you know, whatever direction he goes in life, he's always going to be not too far from that, because, of course, you have men. So you're always going to have to deal with it. And so we want him to be able to have those conversations. We want him to understand how everything works. And in a way, we want him to be able to empathize. If his sister isn't feeling too great today, it's okay for him to know why, because she's not feeling her best, you know, so that's all a part of it.
I think that is 100% what it is too. Like, it's okay for him to know that it's because it's her period that's bothering her. It shouldn't have to be something where you're trying to sugarcoat it or hide the fact that it's her time of the month. Let them know, people. If they're regular, then he'll realize, okay, she might not be. He'll eventually catch on and recognize, okay, it's this time of the month up. That's probably, she's not feeling well because she's probably just having a moment or whatever. And I think that, you know, there's always that that immediate sense of the older brothers are supposed to protect younger sisters, or just brothers in general always want to protect their sisters. But I feel like that has to be a part of it too, understanding why their sisters may be feeling bad or whatever. Because can you imagine if she's not feeling good at school or something and everybody's making fun of her, but they don't understand that it's because of that? They have nothing to defend other than just blindly defending their sister because they're going to. But you know, it happens. It happens.
It does. It really does.
It does. I mean, there's and we get it at so many different ages too. So many different ages.
And that's why it's so important to catch it young. Catch it young so that way we can have that conversation early. And then that way we can remove those stigmas in the beginning and we can have that open floor to discuss to, be able to understand our bodies, to be able to have those clear conversations about our bodies and move forward. It's about time. It's been about time.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I mean, even for me, for example, I hit puberty at 8 years old. Sorry for everybody who thinks that's TMI, but I put it out there. Good for you. You know now. But it actually runs in my family. So like my mom got it that early. My grandmother got it that early. So at 7 years old, I was being sat down by my mom and my dad, and they're telling me this might happen to you at 8 years old.
Wow.
What? I was in first grade. I was in second grade when it hit. My teacher was like dumbfounded at the fact that she came into the bathroom to check why I was taking so long, and when she realized why, she was just like, "Wait, what?" Even the doctors didn't even believe that I had it. They had me take ultrasounds. I remember I had to chug down one of those when McDonald's or Burger King had those like king size cups for the sodas and whatever. I had to chug one of those down so that they could do a proper ultrasound on me just to see that my body was doing what they said I said it was. And even the doc, I will never forget the look on his face, like, oh my God, this is real. Like, why would he lie? Why would we lie to him? Why would we lie? I'm sure this is happening. But, the way those people reacted, knowing that it's a natural thing, but not recognizing that it happened to someone so young, that's why I feel like this is even more important for people to be educated on it as soon as possible.
Yeah. And then even something like you and I having this conversation, because the age that you are at, that's not something that we always hear. But even if we hear it, we're able to say, okay, you know what? That's not, off reach. It's not beyond. Or somebody can sympathize and say, hey, that happened to me. So it's really important that when we do have these conversations, we're actually helping each other, and we're helping each other by extending out our stories. And then that way they can be more relatable, and we can understand ourselves by understanding somebody else too. So, I mean, that's really awesome for you to share that and for people to know that it happens. It definitely happens.
It happens. And, I was the oldest, so I didn't have a brother to protect me. Thankfully, I had cousins. Thankfully, I had two cousins that always had my back in school and whatnot. But, I'm just so grateful for the fact that, I had my parents, that they were able to sit me down.
Yeah.
And they were able to describe to me what was going to go on and not to be afraid of it, because this is what it means. And, it really prepared me for that moment to be able to acknowledge, okay, must be what they were talking about. You know what I mean? And not freak out about it or be scared of it or, just whatnot. And it's really been a blessing, because even like in school when they broke us out into the different groups, I was sitting there like, wait, but that's not what my dad and my mom told me. What is this? So then I went home and talked to them about it. But it was because we had talked about it before that I felt comfortable to be able to ask them, why did they tell us this versus what you told me? And it might not have been that it was wrong. It was just they were saying it in a way. So to acknowledge that, that I've been very grateful for. And everybody deserves to have that.
And that's really cool too, that and that's cool that your parents left the floor open for you to come back and have that conversation, because a lot of times it's treated like it's a one and done conversation. But remember, we go through this every single month for how many years? So it's definitely not a one-time conversation, especially when you're dishing something so big out onto a kid. It's like, well, wait, I've got questions. I need to know what exactly I signed up for. And so it's so important that we always have that open floor. So I may give you some information now, and you base it on the age and the understanding of your child. And then we'll come back and we'll have more conversation about it. And we just continue to go on until we both get it clear, exactly what it is that we need, what we're going through, and all that good stuff. It's definitely not a one-time conversation.
Gosh, well, like I haven't said it enough probably this episode, so I'm going to say it again. What you're doing is amazing. I'm not, there's nowhere else to explain it other than that way. Honestly, for all women out there who may be watching this on replay, hashtag replay in the comments and tell me if you agree with me that this is just freaking genius. Who hasn't this happened before? I think it's mostly because of the fact that, we never really had to worry about that kind of stuff until COVID hit. Then all of a sudden, everything started disappearing off the counters,
off the shelves. Yeah,
we didn't know where else to get it from and whatnot. You would not have had that problem if you knew my friend Jabett here.
That's very true. But you know what? It's also because we're used to just going to the store. Everything else, we do it online, everything's sent to our door. But when it comes to period care, we are always in our car, going to the store, grabbing what we need every single month. And so to have this process where we don't have to do that, it's a new process. It is not meant to be easy. It's meant to, monetize. And so it's something where now you can get this shipped just like you get anything else shipped. You don't have to worry about going to the store. You don't have to worry about forgetting. So it's really, it's overdue. It's long overdue. So we're just excited to be able to have it and bring it to women. So that way we can finally not only normalize periods, but make them easier.
I'm telling you, I love it. And the idea of your newsletter that you have a dad's corner. To acknowledge how important that is. I mean,
oh yeah,
especially for like single dads out there who are doing it all by themselves with their daughters and whatnot. I mean, it's just so important, and I love that you recognize that. It's just genius people. So her information has been scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's included in the description of the video. And I'm about to copy and paste it into the comments. So really, you have no excuse. I'm putting it out there, people. Yeah. No excuse. Comment below if you've watched this on replay. We would love to see who's stopping by to watch us on replay. If you have questions, if you want to figure out more about what her business is all about, what items can be available to you, gosh, go to her website. You can check her out on Instagram, on Facebook. Reach out to her. I'm telling you, she's more than willing to answer any questions that you have. Am I right?
Yes. So I love questions. If you have any, I am always here. I'm a question magnet. I love information. So I'm always here giving out information. If you put at Rock Your Month behind anything, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, you'll be able to find us easily. And like Tiffany said, even going to the website, I try to make everything very clear, and we've got so many different things, and all of our boxes have at least 40 products that ship out per month. So you're going to have more than enough to be able to get you through those moments every single month. So definitely check us out.
Oh, goodness. I'm telling you. All right. So thank you again, my dear friend, for being here tonight to be on the show. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Oh, and you know what, Tiffany? So I've got one more quick thing too. So for anybody that's tuned in, because we just love expanding and growing our family, you do get 25% off your first box, and it's with the code SMALLBIZ, B-I-Z. So if you punch that in on the website, 25% off.
Guys, come on now. I'm making something special if she's doing this. No.
25%
off, people.
25% off.
Your first. What do you call it? Your first what?
Oh, your first order. So this is off your entire order.
Oh my goodness. I'm putting a code right here. Nobody's going to have an excuse for this either. Watch this. Boom. Add banner. Boom.
Wow. Nice.
Small biz. Guys, come on. I'm telling you. Life lately, because of the pandemic, because of life in general, we've always been looking for things to just make it where there's one less thing we have to worry about.
Right.
Let's face it. So why can't our periods and what we need for them be one less thing we have to worry about? I'm telling you, me and my friend Jabett are here to tell you, it doesn't have to stay that thing where you have to go to the store for anymore, because she's making it available by mail. Come on.
That's right.
Mail.
Automatic shipping. That's right.
And I'm so honored. Thank you so much for offering this discount for people who may be watching the episode. This is awesome. I really hope for anybody who's interested that you'll take advantage of it, because I'm telling you, you'll fall in love and you won't know what to
Oh
do with
yeah.
yourself without it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you again. I am going to take you off the screen momentarily here, but thank you so much again for
Thank
being here.
you.
I will see you in just a moment. Oh, guys, tonight was just one epic night of guests. I'm telling you, I had my friend that I introduced you earlier, Mac, voiceover actor, showed us a couple of his skills with his voices. Come on, he was really cool. You got to give me that. And then I get to introduce you to Jabett, who's pretty much changing the game of periods. That should be her tagline, by the way. Jabett, changing the game of periods. I'm telling you. Hey, I love what I'm doing. Jabett was episode 82 of Small Biz Highlight. And I'm telling you, every time I have the honor of introducing somebody else on this show, it's just so mind blowing, the types of businesses that are out there, the way they're not just impacting their customers, but the communities and further. I'm telling you, it's just so amazing to be a part of their lives through just telling you all about them. All right, so enough of this giddy stuff right now. As always, I got to remind you, follow, like, subscribe, share, spread the word about Small Biz Highlight. I'm telling you, I am so excited for what this show has going on, what it's about to do. And I am 100% here for any small businesses who are interested in being featured. In fact, people, if you have your own business, if you'd like to be a guest, if you have a friendly local pizza shop, or your favorite place you like to go buy shoes or what have you, and it's a small business, send them my way. I'd love to feature them. They deserve to have their stories heard, their voices heard, and I would love to be the place for them to be able to do that. And finally, of course, I always leave you with your reminder to put your communities first. People, we do this by doing two simple things. 2, shop small and support local businesses. Have a great night, everyone.